Welcome to Red Solstice 2 Survivors. In this video we are going through a preview of the game. A massive thank you to 505 Games for inviting me to their live stream to show off this game and another one that I'm under embargo to not talk about until the release date, which will be the beginning of June. This game, however, does release on the 17th of June. It will be available on Steam on the PC. It's a real-time tactical battlefield and it's available to play single player or online co-op up to 8 players. The price is going to be $30 or £25 and it's developed by a company called Iron Ward. So the key features of this game, it's a survival strategy sort of game. It combines tactical missions with ongoing survival against the Stroll virus. You explore the entire planet in a campaign that expands over time with a single goal, and that is the survival of humanity. You can customize and grow your character, you can research and upgrade new technologies and combat suits ready for action. You can prepare assets for deployment on combat missions, artillery, tactical nukes, reinforcements, dropships and much more. You fight in an open battlefield in real time while adapting and making plans on the move. It's a very, very strategic sort of game. You'll see in the gameplay exactly how this game plays out, and I'll explain a little bit more after I've gone through these notes. You choose between 6 classes from launch, each with a unique gameplay experience. There will be Assault, Medic, Heavy, Demolition, Marksman and Recon. There are over 15 main missions and more than 20 side missions, with each having a different mission type, so there will be Exploration, Survival and Stealth. As I said, 8-player co-op. Join campaigns and combat missions from other players or let them join yours. Bring your own research and resources into their campaign, play together and work towards the survival of the planet. When they say play together, it's very important that you stick with your team because teamwork is going to help these missions be more successful. This isn't a sort of game where you can run and gun and be a lone wolf. I strongly recommend sticking with your team, because as well as the alpha preview build that I got to play, I also played a playtest a little while back, and I got to play some co-op. It's a very, very stable game. The servers are pretty good. There was no performance issues or anything like that. And there were a couple of times that I kind of found myself away from the team, and it just didn't go well. I strongly recommend sticking with your team. There are powerful weapons, so you can cause mass destruction, wipe out battlefields, and decimate entire colonies. And there is a biomass infestation, fight the spreading threat which changes the environment and adapts to your actions. The game is playable with the usual real-time strategy controls. The controls will provide a lot of freedom. They will also provide more control, and it allows the developers to teach the player to kind of move into proactive actions which are plan, execute and improvise. The players will need to be constantly aware of the environment, look at the map, plan their route and try to get the best out of the current situation with the plan they have made. And through gameplay I have found that the controls are very, very easy to get along with. Not only can you use different things like Alt and W to use different items out of your inventory, you can also just left click on them to use them as well. So it's very easy to use, easy to sort of get to grips with, and the learning curve isn't too big. There are different difficulties available in the campaign. I was able to play 3 different missions, being Awakening, Emergency Extraction and the New War. I didn't, however, try the skirmish mission. I just tried the campaign stuff instead. But what I might do is revisit the game at some point before it does launch and play that skirmish mission as well, because it looks quite cool. You have to kind of guide your way along a route to get to a certain part of the map, but you are with a convoy, so there will be vehicles. And during the footage we got to see during the live stream, the convoy actually responds to players. So if you stand in front of it, the convoy will stop. That will give your team time to check buildings for different ammo types and stuff that you can find, bits of equipment that are basically going to help you out. So the strategy layer is the player's main hub of operations. Players can choose missions, construct outposts, scan territories to determine the infestation level, and assess the mutants' advantages and disadvantages while progressing through the campaign. The world map is going to be incredibly important, and you can scan for intel which will unlock new missions and side missions. You can go gathering supplies, and also if you're researching things and you start scanning for intel, it will speed up the game time, so it will basically unlock your research faster. The world map will allow you to access and dedicate yourself to specific combat deployments while making strategic decisions, such as building, scanning, and expanding regional influence. The armory loadout allows you and your soldiers to gear up before each combat deployment. The armory contains a list of available troops, injuries, and a list of combat capabilities. For the research, scientists are ready and able to develop and unlock new technologies. You can get new weapons, so you can upgrade your arsenal, and basically there'll be things in there to help you counter threats, such as the Stroll virus, which will require more than just brute force. There's also engineering, so once new technologies have been acquired or developed, you can engineer additional benefits that can be used for a combat deployment to assist your troops. And then moving on to the classes themselves, the Assault are experts in frontline combat. They excel in any kind of offensive activity. The Medic will observe one of the most demanding roles in prolonged combat situations. They will ensure prompt crisis resolution and immediate attention to the wounded Marines. The Heavy Support, or just the Heavy, they are specialists that are commonly used to suppress and control large enemy forces while using heavy weapons to get the job done. The Marksmen will serve as long-range support. They specialise in lethal forms of terrain surveillance. Using powerful sniper weapons, they are able to exterminate targets from a distance with brutal efficiency. The Demolition class will specialise in explosive ordnance deployment. Demolition squads usually engage targets of exceptional size or extreme armour configurations. So they're kind of really heavy and they take down the bigger enemies in the game. And then the Recon is focused on stealth and survival. They are tasked to find resources and establish situational awareness to the entire squad. So because this was a preview build, there is a lot of stuff that isn't yet final. However, even with a preview build, there were no performance issues, there was no bugs that I encountered, it all played smooth, and it was a very enjoyable experience. So the class I was running was Assault, and I also had a few squad members that come and joined me. It was all AI, I never played online in the preview build. But the team you can give different sort of commands to. I was able to get them to hold position, I was able to get them to come and follow me. And I say stick to your team because even using the AI, I was just playing on normal difficulty, nothing too challenging. And normal is the second difficulty in the game. I actually did die during a mission because you get this like revive stick. So you go down, you can get back up once. I died, got back up and then died again because this part was kind of like progressing across a bridge, across a dam. And I had to try and power the dam back up so that we could take control from the enemies. And it was an absolute shambles. I got overrun very quickly because I wasn't paying attention to my team. I was trying to push too quick. You kind of have to make slow progress along the dam. So even playing on the second difficulty, there can be situations where it will be incredibly tough. And just for you that are wondering, the game, when it releases on the 17th of June, is set to be around a 15 to 20 hour campaign. There's a skill tree in the game, so you can do things like increase your XP gain, increase your health, your visual range. There is a lot of depth to this game. But not only do you interact with your skill tree, there are other things that you can do for the AI survivors that are coming along on missions and stuff with you. And then as I said, you're on the world map, you can farm for supplies. You can go do main missions. The infestation has different levels. There'll be different waves of enemies. If you're taking too long in missions, like it's not demanding that you do it incredibly quick. But the longer you do take in certain areas, the more of the wave that will come along. And eventually you can find yourself getting overrun because you're limited on ammo. When you reload your weapons, you actually lose the rest of the mag. So you do need to be very aware. As I said, it's like a real-time strategy sort of game. And overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do is leave the video there. There might be another video on the channel at some point. Not entirely sure if I will come back during the preview build to play that skirmish mission. But I will be playing the full game. I'll be covering it on the channel. And hopefully we can get some co-op and different teams and stuff, and then have a couple of missions here and there just solo with the AI and just see how we get on with it. I'm definitely looking forward to it, unlocking more stuff, like being able to level up and sort out my skills and everything, and hopefully get a good enough build to take down the entire campaign. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.